Hey, what's up YouTube? Lightsaber Samurai here. I'm back again with another video, and we are talking about the Xbox 360 again. Kind of a hidden gems video, kind of not. These are certainly hidden gems for the most part, and I want to talk about them because these games are rising in price. So this video, we're talking about Xbox 360 games you need to get before they're gone. Let's talk about it. Okay, so further clarification, these games are pretty common to find for the most part. Some of them are starting to get rare and not be found in stores, but for the most part, you can still find these pretty easy, and most of these are still pretty cheap. All of these are still under the $30 mark, but they're starting to tick up, and so I wanted to bring these to your attention so you can get them now or regret it later. And the first game on our list that we're going to be talking about is the Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. This was a remaster of the Chronicles of Riddick game that came out on the original Xbox. One of the best looking games on the Xbox and one of the best playing games when you're talking about a licensed game. It was one of the best around, and it was part of the Chronicles of Riddick storyline. In this remaster, though, Butcher Bay is on here completely remastered, as I mentioned, but you also get the Assault on Dark Athena, which is a whole new game in itself. So you're getting two games for the price of one. I don't know if you can see that, but I got that on the 4 for $10. And so that, I got that super cheap. This game is rising in price again, and it's definitely going to be one of those expensive games for the system in the future because it only came out on the 360 and it was freaking fantastic. Vin Diesel reprises his role in this, and your objective as Riddick is to escape from Butcher Bay. In the Butcher Bay game, it fleshes out a lot of the storyline of Riddick, how he's able to see in the dark, the shine job he got on his eyes that he mentions in the movies. That happens in this game, and it's fantastic. It's kind of an open world, semi-open world. As you'll get to each level of security, you'll have to do jobs for prisoners in order to unlock more areas of the map. And the same thing with Dark Athena. Like after the events of Butcher Bay, he finds himself on the Dark Athena, which is the ship of cyborgs. And I can't say enough. This is a stealth game primarily, but you can go guns blazing at some points, but you have to be careful because Riddick doesn't take damage well. So primarily you'll be creeping in the shadows, taking out an enemy here and there one at a time to kind of weaken their forces overall. But this, I can't say enough good things about this game. You're looking at it here. The game looks freaking fantastic still, even 10 years on. So if you see this game, especially at this price, you have to get it now because this is going to be the one that disappears. And on that token, the Xbox version of this game, I can't find it anywhere, and I've been looking for it just to add it to my collection. Not that I necessarily need it, so I don't care too much if I never find it, but that game, you just can't find it in the wild, and so this game is quickly becoming that. Okay, next up on the list, and this one is another one. I got this actually on Metal Jesus Rock's recommendation when he was talking about it. This is the Serious Sam collection, and I never was that familiar with the series and never played the games that much. I got that for $6.99, but last I checked, this game is hovering around the $25 mark. And when I found this that day, this is the only time I saw it in the wild, so I went ahead and picked it up with the quickness and added that to the collection. It's got 4 games in one, plus it's got DLC. The Serious Sam is a video game series, I think, that started out on the PC. And so it's got some PC titles, it's got some Xbox. I think there's even a PlayStation 2 one. But anyway, I think they're all on here, and even some of them they've all been upscaled and remastered. They all look fantastic. It's got a very arcadey style first person shooter feel to it, and a lot of humor as well, like the dudes that have the bombs and they just start screaming and running at you. Like, this is a pretty fun game and mindless first-person shooter experience. But like I said, a lot of bang for your buck there. You get 4 titles plus all the DLC that came with them. And like I said, at $7, that was a steal for me. But this is definitely a game that I almost never see in the wild. And since I bought this game about 8 months ago, it's like quadrupled in price. So this game is only going up from here. So if you see the Serious Sam collection, get that ASAP. Okay, next up on the list, we're getting a little controversial here. And this game, look, man, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me, because I like, Dead or Alive Xtreme 2 on the original Xbox. And yeah, this definitely a lot of fan service in this game. You spend a week or two on this pleasure island with the girls of Dead or Alive, and it is part relationship sim where you can, send them gifts to see which one likes you or not and stuff like that. Like, it's that type of game. But I mean, some of the mini games are actually really fun. I actually like the racing on the jet skis. I thought that was pretty fun. The volleyball mechanic in here, actually, like the first game, they're actually good volleyball games, believe it or not. And because it's Tecmo, the graphics are super on point. So it's a fantastic looking game. Of course, it's a fantastic looking game because, we're talking about the girls of Dead or Alive. So, they put all of that into that. And so this is probably, a game you don't want to play, with other people in the house, because you will get severely judged. But that being said, I did find enjoyment of this game. I have the Xbox version. I'm getting the one on PS4 as well. So yeah, take that what you will. I mean, these are games that are going to disappear, and so I wanted to have them specifically for that reason. The sequel on PS4 is already shot up in price, and it's hovering around the $90 to $120 mark right now. So I don't know if I can find something to trade or bite that bullet or whatever the case. But if you see this one's still hovering around the $20-ish mark. And so I think it's worth that, if nothing else, for archival purposes. So if you see it, definitely pick it up. Okay, next up on the list by Cave and Arc System Works is a fantastic shooter that came out on the 360. We talked about this one before in an earlier Hidden Gems episode, but at the time it was like $10, and now this game is tripled that. It's around the $30 mark. That's Deathsmiles on the Xbox 360, and you need to hurry up and get this one before it disappears. As it is, I never see this game in the wild as it is, but you play as 4 witches in this. The storyline, I don't even know what the storyline is about, hardly. There's 4 witches you play in this, and something about a parallel world or universe or something like that. But the shooting game is fantastic. It's a bullet hell style shooter, and it's one of the best that I've played on the system for sure. It's got a lot of cool bosses, like the head that's like stuck in the ground, or the giant cow that you fight, the infamous giant cow fight. But it's a great game with fantastic graphics. It runs nice and smooth. It's super fast and rising in price. So if you like shooters, for sure, you probably already own this. If not, you should go ahead and grab it because, like I said, it tripled in price from the time I reviewed it like a year ago, and I never see it in stores anymore. So if you see this one, for sure, pick it up. Okay, and the last game on the list, again, this is another one that we talked about in my Xbox 360 Hidden Gems Part 2, I think. And this one, just get into it, Operation Darkness on the Xbox 360. Now, this is an Atlas game, so I didn't know much about the game when I saw it, other than it had the Atlas logo on it, and the fact that I got it for like $4.50, something like that. I think this was on a 4 for $10 too. I just went ahead and scooped that up because I knew that game, was going to be something special. And actually, it's a very awesome tactical RPG. It takes place in World War II, but it's kind of like an alternate reality of World War II, where not only do you fight enemy troops on the battlefield and things like that, and I think the set pieces are historical, so you'll fight historical battles, but in this, there's magic that's being used. The Nazis are all in real life dealt with the occult and experimented with the occult and things like that. In this game, the Nazis crank it up to 10, and they're summoning like demons and skeletons, and there's a lot of Nazis who are vampires, and you can turn into a werewolf and crazy stuff like that. But it adds the right amount of fantasy in this to make this game super interesting. Unfortunately, the graphics don't look that great. They're okay, and they do the job, but for an Xbox 360 game, it doesn't look good. It runs and plays fantastic though. Think the Xbox's version of Valkyria Chronicles, and you'll kind of get an idea of what to expect with Operation Darkness. This, like I said, this I got for less than $5. I had just picked it up when I reviewed that in that Xbox 360 Hidden Gems Part 2, so that was about a year ago, and now this game is shot back up to about $50, and I never see it in the wild. So if you can find Operation Darkness, you gotta get it ASAP. This is the one on this list that I fear the most for disappearing. Again, it's Atlas, so you know they have the limited print runs as it is, and once this game is gone, it's gone, and it's gonna be like $200. So yeah, grab it now or regret it. Alright guys, so that's all I got for you in this video, but let's talk about it in the comment section below. Questions, comments, concerns, threats. What are some Xbox 360 games or some 7th gen games in general? We're talking Wii U, Wii, PlayStation 3. What are some games in this generation that you recommend we scoop up now, or, you know, forever hold our peace? I know Hood Gamers just did a PlayStation 3 version of this video here, so you can check that out. I'll try to link that below. I'll probably dive into that myself because I'm a huge PlayStation 3 fan. I got a pretty big collection of PlayStation 3 games at this point, so if you want to see that, just let me know in the comments section below. If you like this content, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and you'll be glad you did. I do believe that's all I got for you. Lightsaber Samurai out. Peace.